AEW. Not a lot. Just enough to remind me why I don't watch it. Oh, this is already funny. Just the headline. The list of moves and actions that are now banned from AEW or need to be approved by the company.
Maybe that's why Nash is pissed off, because he went for Brock and Austin and not try to duplicate him.
Well, it'd be easier to duplicate him. You only have to learn 5 moves.
Like you said, and we've all been saying, Tony Khan, you need a hierarchy, and he gets one, and then we make fun of it.
Because he's sitting back there talking about the Brock match, and it's finally we had a wrestling match. Finally, we got 2 guys telling a story. They weren't outside in the ring the whole time. One of them
was he not watching the same match as we were?
Yeah, those games, man, I would say, like, for me, like, the best ones, I would say, are, like, the ones where they try to get a certain, like, time.
This is my entire IT team right here on screen. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Wrestlechat with Vince McShare. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Nation Network. I am your host, Vince McSham, and we're getting ready to kick off another episode of Wrestlechat. It's 24 hours past the Elimination Chamber of 2025. And things got just a little bit crazy. But as I like to do almost each and every time out here, I get lonely by myself. So I'm going to bring in my main tomb, the one you all know. You know him. It's the one, the only, J-Rocks. How you doing? See if his microphone's working. No, not yet.
Now
it's working. It wouldn't be a show if it was working.
I don't know why it muted it, but it did.
It got lonely and it left. So yeah, not much happening in the world of wrestling lately, but we'll try and make a show out of it anyway.
Just a little bit.
So hello, Judd. Hello, Andrew. And anyone else out there who hasn't yet clicked on, because of what happened last night, and I'm going to just go ahead and presume everyone knows, and if not, you're in for some major spoilers, but you'd have to be living under a rock at this point. So if you want to jump on board, the link is there. You'll pop up into the back room there, and I'll bring you guys out as I can filter you into the conversation. So if you want to actually be on, otherwise you can just do the typing thing in the text box like we always do, and I'll bring that up as well. So, without wasting too much time, let's get ready to rumble. All right, got my cheat sheet here. We kick things off with the women's Elimination Chamber match. Not a big surprise there. I didn't think that it wouldn't be the women's first, although there's always that part of me where we've seen them have Brock Lesnar come out to defend the world championship as the opening match. So things can get wonky with their booking, but in this case, they put everything in the proper order. What were your thoughts about the women's Elimination Chamber?
At first, I wasn't real keen on Bianca winning it.
Well, we're going to get to the end. I'm just saying overall.
Okay. Overall, I think it was pretty good. I'd give it about a 7-8 out of 10.
Yeah, I'd probably agree.
They had some good spots, and there's one particular one that, oh dear God, I've had a welt like that put on me, but not by somebody's hair.
You know, at some point in time, they're going to do a behind the scenes. I mean, it's not just her hair doing that. She's got to have some gimmick.
Yeah.
I mean, for that noise, I mean, holy shit, that was a gunshot.
Sounded like a shot. Yeah. That's what I was
that was, and then you think, okay, it's got like some little, you know, those things. I'll bet you this might be what it is, although you'd see some smoke. But they had these little paper things as kids that you would throw and they hit the ground and they'd snap. And I'm thinking maybe she weaved them into her hair near the end so that when you, but then again, it wouldn't go over and over again. It'd be like, you know, kind of like one time and done.
That wouldn't have left the welt that was across her fucking ribs for the rest.
No, I mean,
of
the hair could still do that part, but I'm just saying for the sound effect.
Yeah.
I mean, that was legit welt. That wasn't nothing like done after the fact. That was from the hair.
Yeah.
or whatever. And again, we know it's not her hair. I mean, it's a weave or whatever. And the damn thing's on there pretty good because they used it a few times. And you're mentioning spots.
Yeah.
Who was it? I'm trying to remember now that rolled up somebody for the win and used Bianca's ponytail for extra leverage. It might have been Alexa Bliss, perhaps. I forget who.
It was Liv when she pinned Alexa.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. And she literally used it as extra leverage. And on the live feed, I caught it, but I said I think a lot of people missed it. But then on the replay, they got a great angle of it where it was really just brilliant. I don't know if that was even something they choreographed ahead of time or if it was dumb luck. It would almost have to be dumb luck. But that just shows you why Liv is where she's at right now. To see that moment and to come up with that was freaking brilliant.
And not only that, Triple H even mentioned that in the press, the after show stuff about how impressed he's been with her this past year. He's like, I saw her when she started. He's like, but this last year, he's like, there is no denying that she is one of our top female wrestlers in the company at this date.
Without question, without doubt. So I had been saying this for many weeks that Naomi was the one that's going to basically be the one that they're going to say did it to Jade, right? And then Jade comes out, not a member of the elimination match at all, just comes out and beats the holy snot out of Naomi. And I really liked Bianca's cell inside of the cell. It reminded the scene from Walking Dead where, and I can't remember the character's name at the moment. It was the black guy who used to be on a TV. He was on another TV show when he was much younger. Anyway, he gets trapped with Glenn inside of a revolving door. And then he doesn't get his leg all the way in, and they start, literally just devouring him right to Glenn, and Glenn's trapped in that revolving door. And it reminded me of that. Like you're just there helpless watching and banging on the glass, but you can't do anything about it.
Right. Yeah, her selling of that whole situation was very spot on. I mean, I give her I've been very critical of Bianca being one-dimensional and stuff like that and tiresome in how she portrays her character, but last night that showed a different side of her, and if she can keep this mentality going into WrestleMania, I'm looking forward to her match with either Rhea or Io. But I will say this, we're going to find out it wasn't just Naomi, because the damage that was done to Jade had to be multiple people, at least two.
Well, I mean, she got pushed off a loading dock onto a car windshield. But to your point, people have noted the fact that when her music kicked in and she started making her way down the aisle, Naomi looks back to the pod to Bianca like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
So here's my thing, and my problem with this so far, if it's only Naomi. Okay, if it's both of them, then you can forget everything I'm about to say. But if it is Naomi, and Jade's coming out there to kick her ass because she knows she's the one that pushed her off the loading dock through the windshield of the car, you don't think in the last 3 months she'd have picked up a phone and said something to Bianca? It's like, hey, girl, that's the bitch that pushed me through, right? I mean, was she in a coma for 3 months? Was that what the damage was? I guess I didn't hear the medical report.
No, I have the same feeling that everybody's assuming that Bianca's reaction was because, trying to get Jade to stop because them being friends, whereas it's probably she was like, oh shit, we're caught and I can't do anything to help Naomi at this point. That's why she reacted that way and things. So it'll be interesting.
It almost has to be both of them
at
this point, because if it's not both of them, then the story is just stupid.
Yeah. And here's the thing. If you go back to right before Jade had her accident, there was a promo in the ring with Jade, Bianca, Liv, and Raquel, and Liv basically said, you know, since she's been hooked up with you, she hasn't got to be a singles competitor. Just wait. That knife's going to be stuck in your back because this isn't going to play out for very long. And it wasn't shortly after that Jade had her accident. So.
Accident, my ass. It was on purpose. It's real to me, damn it. Oops, what happened here? Whoa, mercy sakes alive. What have I done? What have I done? Hopefully this doesn't shut out my whole screen. Please don't. Thank you. All right. I thought all the ladies had good spots in there. I was really impressed with Alexa Bliss's return. First time to really see her in the ring. Hasn't missed a step.
No.
Now, from a booking standpoint, I guess you really couldn't have done this as well as what you did with Bianca, because then it just gets to the point where why do we have a chamber? Yeah. But I thought at some point in time she was going to be confronted. All right, so my prediction was she was going to win the thing, right? And then during Celebration, all of a sudden Nikki comes up, and then the Wyatt Six start to come and surround her, and then boom, goes to black, and that's it. We don't know what happened to any of them. They're gone, including Alexa. But you didn't let her win, so. And that goes to the next point. For Bianca to be involved in that opening segment, you know, with the whole beatdown and her partner's gone and her best friend is. And then she goes on to win. She was like the number 3 person, right? Yeah, the 2 starting the match, and she was the first one out the pot. Okay. And then she, because she was over there at the cage or the chain trying to shout, like, you know, stop or whatever it is. And then from behind, I don't know if it was Liv or whoever it was, got her and slammed her into and started beating the hell out of her. So from this compromised mental and physical position, that's the person you're going to bring all the way to the final 2 and give the victory to. No, that didn't work for me. And I mentioned this to Jay already, but to the rest of you, I'll say this. There are a lot of people out there after the Rumble pissing and moaning about Charlotte Flair. They push her all the time. Oh my God. Shut the fuck up. She's got more talent in her little finger than half of the people have in their whole body. Number 1. Number 2, she's paid her dues. And number 3, she ain't got that much time left in wrestling years to do what she does. So you're not going to stall for 3 months. You want to make the most, you got to squeeze the juice while the fruit is fresh. And what the hell are they doing with Bianca? Same fucking thing. And I didn't hear anyone losing their minds over it other than me.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Charlotte, I'm just kind of, I don't know. I've never been a huge Charlotte fan. I mean, yeah, she's talented and stuff like that. But as far as her character goes, it's always been boring to me. So I'm not really, I don't see Tiffany losing to her at WrestleMania. But stranger things have happened. So.
Ancient Clown in the house. What's up, buddy? But
going back to what you said about Alexa, because Liv pinned her the way she did, I have a feeling that come SmackDown on Friday, there's going to be a confrontation. There's going to be a double beatdown on Alexa, and that's when you're going to see the Wyatts come out. And you're going to get a tag team title match at WrestleMania for the belts. It's going to be Liv and Raquel against Nikki and Alexa.
That'd be interesting, I suppose. I'm just, they haven't done anything with the Wyatt Six in so long. It's like, for fuck's sake, please. And what they did do with them wasn't all that great.
Yeah.
It was actually quite disappointing. So hopefully Alexa can be that spark to get them back up again.
Right.
All right, moving on to the ladies tag match. We've got Trish and Tiff going up against the Sasquatch and her little minion. I mean, if anyone's paid any attention to anything I've ever said over the last several months, Tiffany is amazing, and barring any injuries, she's probably going to rewrite women's wrestling.
Yeah.
And I say barring injuries, gotta stop doing crazy shit, girl. That fucking moonsault from the top rope to the floor, not for anything. It's dangerous for anyone to do it. It's more dangerous for women to do it because they're less reliable. They don't have the physical strength to catch you, especially coming 15 feet down with that gravitational force pulling you. You pick up speed on the way. And then you got Candace, who was about 103 pounds on a good day.
Right.
I've bought groceries that weighed more than that.
Honestly, though, I was more worried about the spot where Candace knocked her legs out from under her and she fell, and her right leg would have got caught up in the rope. I thought she fucking tore her knee at that point.
Yeah, and that's the danger comes in that style of wrestling. And I said it before, and I'll say it again. I think her and Charlotte are going to steal WrestleMania. I think that is going to be the match. When 2 days of it is all done, I think that's going to be the match from a wrestling standpoint. I think it'll be like Ricky Steamboat and Macho Man Randy Savage. You remember the main event, and you talk about the main event and whatever big thing happened that night. But I'm telling you, from a wrestling match standpoint, I think those two are going to be the ones after 2 days of wrestling that everyone's talking about. Hope I'm right.
Oh, no doubt. No, I do think they'll have, just like her and Rhea had a great match at WrestleMania. I think Tiffany and Charlotte will have a great match. Like I said, I just don't want. Charlotte needs to be there to help these younger talent. Now, that should be her job. I mean, does she need another title run? Not really.
No, but she's got 16 now, right? Or no, she doesn't. Does she have 16?
This would be 16 if she won at this WrestleMania.
So she's kind of got to do that just because it's dad.
Well,
and that would give him a reason to be Mania.
Well, I can see that. And then again, like you've always said, the money's in the chase.
Yep.
Tiffany starts going after her to get the title back. So,
by the way, I had bought this when he had that appearance in Los Angeles and all that, and it was on the WWE. There you go.
And we didn't coordinate this.
Not at all. And it took a minute to get this shirt, by the way. It wasn't normally you get within a week or so, but this was like a 3-week delay on getting these because this was based on the Los Angeles appearance.
Right.
I don't even know if they have them for sale on the website anymore, but that all said, and then there was a package. I got this, and I've got the bobblehead with him in the same outfit. Basically, that won't be ready until sometime May or June. Yeah. But now look at everything.
Yes.
I still love it. It's a great shirt. It's the only John Cena shirt I've got. So I've with all my shirt collection here, I got to have a John Cena. But Trish and Tiff, I thought it was a really solid match all the way around, considering what you had to work with. I thought Trish still got it, man. She still got
25. This was her last night was her 25-year anniversary.
She started in 2000, right? Yeah, 2000. That's right.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yes.
That was like the year after we thought the world was going to stop on New Year's Eve.
You're right. Yeah.
God bless her. And let's talk about one other thing, okay? Don't no one take offense, but I got to call it like it is. She still has the greatest ass in the locker room.
Yep. Well,
I don't know how gravity defies, but gravity defies.
I mean, she's always been like into fitness and stuff, and she's continued that even after, that's what she transitioned to, was being a fitness instructor and stuff when she left the WWE and things. So yeah, of course her ass is still going to look great.
Yeah, but I mean, you think about all the wrestlers that still keep on training and staying in best. I mean, granted, Hogan's a lot older than her, but he still trains every day and he spends hours in the gym and all that. But after time, You might have better muscles than another 70-year-old, but they're sagging nonetheless. She's not sagging. That's the thing. And
Well,
I don't think she had any help.
And that the other thing that got me was found out she's only 48. She's 4 years younger than me. Holy shit, you know?
Does that make you feel terrible?
No, don't make me feel terrible, but to your point, she looks fucking fantastic for a 48-year-old.
Yeah, well, that's what gets to me, though. It's like, wait a minute. I'm just a little older. Why do I look like shit? And she looks like she's still 20. Fucking lazy.
Because she trains every day.
Yeah, that's the reason.
I know my fault. I eat too much. I drink too much. And I don't work out.
All right, moving on. Sammy versus Kevin Owens in a unsanctioned match. Jay and I both were kind of chatting back and forth last night, and we both agreed we like the lighting for the unsanctioned match. I've always liked that lighting, and I've always hoped that they would come up with settings in the game where we can dim lighting in different segments, however we want to do it for our arena. And I'm hoping that maybe that'll be a feature this year, or even if they have this particular style, because it's not the first time that they've had an unsanctioned match. So maybe they're going to add unsanctioned matches in the game or something. I don't know. But that lighting reminds me of 1970s, early 80s Madison Square Garden, because they had the lights on during the intros and then they went out except for the spotlights above the ring. And all you would see is the first row or two of the fans, and that's it. And then it would just fade into darkness. And it made it so much more ominous when the crowd would chant and cheer, and because it was coming from the abyss.
Yeah.
It was like a monster. And I love that.
And like I said to you, for me, though, it made me think of their matches back in ROH. That same type of lighting. The lights just over the ring. The rest of
low budget
arena was darkened and stuff. But that's what I always liked about the independent shows, is that dim lighting and stuff. Yes, very much so. So
dirty and
even though we're coming from two different perspectives on it, the lighting was
that's
phenomenal.
still the same perspective, only it was Madison Square Garden as opposed to ROH. But it's the same thing. It had this grit to it. It had this. It just felt dirty.
Yeah. It should, that for that type of match and what they were supposed to do to each other, it wouldn't have had that same feel, I don't think, if they'd had the regular lighting. I think the lighting played a huge part in the overall of that whole match.
So the overall match for me, it did what it was supposed to do. Obviously, it's a unsanctioned match. You knew they were going to just beat the ever living shit out of each other. I'm generally not comfortable watching these matches at this point because, listen, we all know it's a work. Yeah. We all know they're really best friends. And why are you going to run the risk of the type of injuries with the type of stunts you're doing because it's that type of match? I just don't like it personally. I just not that there was anything wrong with what they did in the match. I mean, they did what they were supposed to do, and to somebody who didn't ever see wrestling before and didn't know the tricks of the trade or whatever, they'd think these guys should be in handcuffs. They're trying to kill each other. But God damn, so many things can go wrong. That spot with the chair around the neck, ramming him into the post the first time is one thing. The second time is already compromised, and you saw the leg break away. That leg could have just easily sliced his jugular. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I know I sound like a nervous mom or some shit. Maybe that's what it is.
I mean, I agree with you, because remember I said that I hope they do the ladder bridge like they did back in ROH. But after I got thinking about it, I'm like, these guys aren't that young again. And for Kevin to try to do a package,
he's got a lot of gray in that beard.
Right. To Sammy on top of a ladder suspended between two other ladders. I'm like, nah, you're good. You don't need to take that risk. So I agree. I'm glad they didn't do it. but for what they did, Jesus Christ. And I got to give Sammy credit because when he went for that second power bomb onto the apron and Kevin couldn't quite
that's
get
another
him
one I don't
up,
like.
Sammy caught that real quick and worked with it and made it where Kevin could go again and complete it. So I give Sammy props for having that quick second thinking, going, oh shit, here, let me do this real quick and then we'll go back to it.
Just Go doesn't want to see Sammy and Kevin keep on turning each other. Honestly, dude, anyone else it couldn't work. Anyone else, you wouldn't do it with anyone else. These two guys can do it and make it work.
Because they've done it their whole careers. I mean, from day one, it's been, we're friends, we break up. We're friends, we break up. But like you said,
they're magic together. I mean, these guys, whether you like the back and forth or not, you knew that was going to be a good match. There was no question it was going to be a good match. They don't have anything that's not a good match.
No.
So from that aspect, I can't imagine. I can't think of any other two wrestlers that went back. I can't think of any two wrestlers that went back and forth like that. I've seen feuds that would kind of go away for a few months and then rekindle and start over again. And even that's kind of similar where, we've already seen this enough times. We'll get to the men's in a minute. But yeah, there's no one else I can think of that's gone back and forth or that I would want to think of going back and forth like that.
I mean, even Triple H and Shawn Michaels, it's never been like.
Yeah, it's a good comparison, actually.
Yeah, I like the things they've done together both ways. But again, hate to say it, but the chemistry between Sammy and Kevin's just on another level when it comes to that type of storyline. It just is.
Yep, 100%. Hey, let me ask you a quick question.
Uh-oh.
And what you gonna do when Hulkamania and the largest arms in the world run wild on you?
I don't know, but when we come back, we're going to talk about the men's, so stick around.
Well, let me tell everybody something. America is back. 2024 was a great year. And in 2025, we made the decision to make America great again. And what better way? With real American beer. We're bringing America back together in 2025 with real American beer. So what you gonna do when real American beer and all my Hulkamaniacs run wild on you?
What you gonna do, brothers? I've been drinking a lot of real American beer this week. I mean,
beer?
Yes, even today. It's been a rough fucking week, but this too shall pass, as the man said. But men's. Time to talk about the men's. And I'm pretty sure I got notes here to talk about a little bit of the post as well. So don't let me get away without talking about the post.
Right.
For me, Drew McIntyre was the star of the men's.
Yes.
Guys,
he was the
amazing.
MVP of that match.
He's amazing. I mean, and he's not even that youthful anymore. He's not old, but he's definitely past his prime by a little bit, not much. And he's still, I mean, some bitch is big. He's like, what, 6'6", 6'7"?
Yes, right around there.
He's a big guy, and he's kipping up. I don't think, I think I would have had a friggin' aneurysm if I ever saw Hogan kip up.
And not for nothing, between him and Karrion Kross, they're the two best right now on putting storyline shit on social media, because what Drew posted after the show, I lost it because it's true. Basically, it was a picture of like Damian Priest and stuff, and the post is all he said was, another fucking roll up, really, and left it at that. I'm like, dude.
I felt that way too a couple of times between the women's and the men's. I felt the same way. Drew had a couple of spots in particular that were unique. We've seen them similar before, but never that way before. And the one in particular was when he straddled the post. He missed his target, straddled the post. So his ass is on the second turnbuckle and he's kind of hanging down on the mat. Then the other two were going up for the suplex, and he basically does an Undertaker sit-up from that seated second turnbuckle position and grabs I don't remember which other two guys it was, but grabs the second guy by the waist lock and does that pyramid suplex.
Over,
And I was like, that's a little different. That looked cool. But the one that I loved, and I'm like, how have I never seen anyone do this before? That old school move. I mean, 60s and 70s old school. It's been around so fucking long. Where you get your opponent with their neck under the bottom rope, and then you put your knees in there and you slingshot their throat into the bottom rope. But he did it with the fucking steel turnbuckle coupler.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, damn.
And then of course, CM Punk just losing it in the fucking chamber because they did it right in front of him because he did it to Seth. So of course, Punk's like, just fucking kill him. Yeah.
There was some good stuff getting picked up by the microphone for sure last night. And then he also went on to set up Damien for his demise.
Yeah.
Damien eliminated him, I believe, right? And then he turned around and hit him with the I said the bro kick, but the what the hell they call it? Claymore. There you go.
Claymore.
And set him up for the loss.
Yeah, because Damien rolled him up, got the pin, and then Damien turned around and ate a Claymore. And then, of course, that set up for Logan to do his one spectacular move in the match, which I'm kind of upset that he didn't have more coming.
Yeah, it wasn't a Logan night for sure. I mean, he did well. He did
well.
Oh,
no, right. Yeah. Right.
And it was a pretty good frog splash.
Yeah, because he actually was able, unlike Rob, who did it all those years ago from the top of the pod, he actually was able to do the whole bring the knees in and get them back out in time and stuff. So,
I've never been, like you were saying about Charlotte, that's kind of me with Seth. Never been a fan. Don't dislike the guy. I'm sure he's a great guy. He's never done anything for when he first came into NXT and his entrance, he would go out on the stage and have some friggin' bulimic fit. It's like kicking his legs and his arms would go around. And it's like, what the fuck is this? Like he's having a seizure.
I think the best era of Seth was when he was the Messiah with Buddy Murphy.
Buddy Cold. Buddy Murphy.
Yeah. Because he dressed, you know. he looked like a wrestler and he carried himself more reserved and stuff like that. And he still gave the same good promos and stuff, but I just like that more than him coming out looking like SpongeBob SquarePants from the movie in his big purple and whatever the fuck he was wearing. So I mean, it is what it is.
Oh, what he wore on Friday was like, I'm like, come on. It's like, dude, are you just trying to find something that looks retarded? And
I can't believe fucking Becky.
It just takes away from me. Where it's like I can't even take it seriously.
I take him more seriously when he comes out in something that's straight up just a normal outfit and like, hey, you know, and those are the times he gives the best promos. And it's like, because you're right, comes out with them funky sunglasses, all that shit hanging off of him, and it's like, dude, I'm the same way. I'm like, I can't take you seriously.
Yeah, like I said, the outfit from Friday was just next level of I'm done.
Although he did have I mean, talking about things the mic picked up when Cena put Punk in that last STF. Seth's out there yelling at Punk, "Die, just fucking die! Will you just die?" So,
and I'll say this: I've always hated Cena's STF because the crossface. There's always right in the wrist area for him. There's always a big pocket of air.
Yeah.
It's like, no, man, watch Chris Benoit a couple of times and learn. You got to wrap that.
Yeah.
I know you want to see the guy's face. You only need to see from here up. The eyes is all you have to see.
Yeah.
And he has it on so fucking loose that the guy's head's moving around. And he can, hey, how's it going back there? But this time he did better, especially the last one, because this time he actually put it full on. So better late than never. Wait till that last 10 months by, don't you?
Right.
What I loved, again, not a Seth fan, but I am actually looking forward to Seth against Punk. They've made this.
Think it's just going to be the two of them?
Oh, I hope so. I don't want no one else getting in the mix. I don't want anyone. Let these two guys share the stage, man. No, I don't want. Please don't fuck it up and put a third person or more in there. No, just let the two of them go head to head. They'll give us a match.
He curb stomped Roman on the stairs.
Roman's got other. He'll get to him later. He'll get to him later. Roman's got other fish to fry right now. No, I definitely. And it was a perfect setup, by the way, to give Cena the win. Because they were going back and forth, kicking out of each other's finishers, which I'm never a big fan of that, but it is the day that we're in nowadays. Oh, dadgummit, we skipped over a big part with the Sammy match. The return of Randy Orton.
Oh, yeah.
Could you have made that any worse than what they did? Is it possible? I don't think so, but could you have made it worse?
How was it worse? How was it bad?
Oh, let's go with it this way. Sammy beats the holy hell out of, or Kevin Owens beats the holy hell out of Sammy in a match with no DQ.
Right.
And you're in the building watching it happen? You wouldn't have gone in there and done something in a no DQ match and, jumped out there and even the score up a little bit and hit him with a couple of those RKOs and giving Sammy a chance to recuperate, come back. Or let's just say, okay, I'm letting Sammy handle business on his own. Now the match is over and Kevin's still whooping on him. Why are you playing the fucking music?
Okay, that I can agree with. Because they needed Kevin to win. That's why Randy didn't come out during the match. I get that part. I can handle that. But you're right. What they should have done was while Kevin was in the ring and they were trying to separate Kevin from Sammy or whatever, Randy jumps the fucking barricade. Yeah, jumped the barricade.
Yes.
Hitting where he exposed the concrete, he should have hit the RKO on Kevin right there on the concrete. I agree with that part.
It's like I'm watching this and I'm like, oh my God, they're going to play his music. Now, granted, did he get a pop with the music? Yes, but would it have been cooler that you didn't get a pop? You had a tidal wave as the fans in the back started to see it first, and the ringside fans don't know what they're cheering about. And then all of a sudden he jumps around, then they get in on it.
And you would have got a holy shit chant, I guarantee.
Yeah. Which they would have bleeped, and we're going to get to that in a minute. All right. So anyway, I don't know how I forgot about the Randy return, but there was that, and I thought it was booked horribly. Speaking of horrible,
done the ending better, yes.
Speaking of horrible, Pat McAfee, are we tired of him, or is it just me?
No, I'm good.
You still good with him?
I don't. No. What I mean is, if he'd go away, I'd be okay.
Yeah, I'd actually prefer at this point.
I don't hate the man.
I just don't like him. His commentary is over the top, and it's not for me. I'm going to go out of order here by doing this, but I want to make sure I don't forget it. So after Cody makes a remark on microphone, McAfee turns around and says, that is the most shocking thing in the history of saying things. And I'm like, shut the fuck up, dude. It's like you're trying to find stuff to say when there's nothing to say or no need to say.
Yeah.
The most
Right.
shocking thing in the history of things being said. It's like, oh my God, somebody pull a plug on that son of a bitch. And maybe I'm still resenting him because he got his 4 fucking amigos stuck into the freaking video game.
No, I mean, I personally, if they would have just been Wade and Michael Cole on commentary last night,
would have been fine.
I think it'd been 10 times better. Yeah.
Yep. So
Especially during the last segment, Cole lost his fucking mind, and it was fantastic.
It was. So Cena gets the win. All is well in the world, and the cage goes up, and Cena's pointing to the WrestleMania sign, and all of a sudden, here comes the reigning heavyweight champion, the undisputed unified heavyweight champion, the one, the only, Cody Rhodes. And we're still waiting to see if he's going to sell his soul to The Rock. Oh, my God. You know, when we talk about not wanting to see Kevin and Sammy back and forth, I don't want to keep seeing a new Vince McMahon character every fucking week.
Right.
Damn near every promotion has to do the evil boss now. Oh, yeah. Original. It's original. Cody comes out there. They're talking to each other, showing nothing but respect, shaking hands. And then the final boss comes out. Rock gets in the ring, gives Cody his options. Hug me and you're my champion. And Cody says, I already gave my soul to the ring and to these fans. Rock, go fuck yourself. No beep.
Nope.
And then a few moments later, when what will transpire transpires, Michael Cole, I'm sick of this shit.
Yeah.
But you're going to bleep the fucking fans every goddamn week for saying bullshit or holy shit. And you're going to bleep them and make the show unwatchable. But your color commentator, your play-by-play guy can blast the word out. Your superstar, your champion can get a microphone and drop the F-bomb. And The Rock's buddy, whoever he is, what's he, an NFL guy or something? I don't even know who the fuck that dude is.
No, he's supposed to be a musician, but we'll leave it at that.
All right, so we'll call him a musician. Is smoking a damn joint in the ring.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, in Toronto, I'm pretty sure you can go to jail for that. I don't know what their situation is.
Yeah, that I wasn't a fan of, but, you know.
But you're going to bleep holy shit.
I will say this. They were on a pay-per-view, so, of course, there's going to be more leniency. I know you don't watch it on Netflix, but they don't bleep out anything on Netflix when you're watching it live.
No, I watched it the next day, though. It's still the Netflix show. I just watch it on another server.
Right, but they say that they censor that for the next day. They don't censor it live.
What I'm watching is the live show recorded. These guys, the Daily Motion, they record it live and then they upload it.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not watching anything like on YouTube or anything like that.
Okay. Now, I won't watch SmackDown because that is the case. 90% of the time, they're bleeping, and I can't stand that shit. But I've never run into that since they've been on Netflix. So
I hear you. All right, we're going to bring somebody on board with us here. Our longtime friend here of the channel and the Nation Network, the Retro Wrestling in the house. Come on in.
Oh crap!
How you doing, buddy?
Live?
Yeah, we're live.
Wasn't ready.
Where do I begin with last night's PLE? I had forgot it even was going to happen.
I was actually looking forward to this one.
I don't check Peacock. I rarely watch Netflix, so watching WWE stuff kind of sucks right now for me. I miss when SmackDown was on Fox because I'm that kind of paranoid bastard that still watches over-the-air TV. So it's just kind of sucks.
That's why I watch NXT every Tuesday night on CW.
Oh yeah, I do watch NXT though. I do
They
watch
got a good
NXT
show.
every Tuesday night on CW.
Yeah.
That's my plug, and you're gonna get it.
So, what did you think of the show, though?
I like Jade Cargill returning and pretty much doing what I think everybody wanted,
Yeah.
beating up Naomi.
Made her finally look like a monster.
Yes. The women's Elimination Chamber match, pretty okay. I still wish it wasn't overbooked a little bit, but I don't think it was
I just
bad.
wish anybody else would have won.
Yeah, I think it should have been
I
anyone else.
wanted Liv.
I wanted Liv to win, but I also wanted anyone else to win personally.
Yeah.
I'll even take Bailey.
Oh, I wouldn't say it like that. I would love to see Bailey win. God knows if anyone's earned it.
Yeah, Bailey deserved
Right.
it. Okay, the next match. What was the next match? Shoot.
Kevin Owens.
Oh yeah,
No, the
where I
tag
saw
team match
Petey
was
Williams
next.
again.
Yes.
Petey Williams was
And they
also in there.
referred to him as Speedy.
Yeah. So, the match was okay. It wasn't totally bad, but it wasn't totally great either. It's just what you get for an unsanctioned match, which is really no rules allowed. So, will you stop
Like
biting
I
my
said,
hand, dog? I have a
Hopefully he's
little
talking about
puppy
an
over
animal
here.
and not a significant. Okay.
I have a little puppy right here that belongs to my grandmother, and he keeps biting my fingers. Sorry about that.
But like I said, that's all right. For me, that match, like I said, I just remember them when they were in ROH and it was Kevin Steen and El Generico
Yes.
and they would do some insane shit. And then I got to thinking, yes, these guys are older now. There's some of this stuff that I don't want them to get seriously hurt. So please don't do it, So
Yes. I still remember that ladder match that Owen
Mhm.
or Steen had with Sami Zayn or El Generico. Oh, that ladder spot with the package pile driver. Oh, that makes me cringe.
yes. See? Yes.
That makes me cringe.
Absolutely.
Now, and the fact that he pulled out the package pile driver in 2025 earlier this year just
Yeah.
blew my fucking mind because honestly, that's a throwback.
And if you're going to do a
Well,
pile
you
driver,
notice-
I prefer that one because it's a lot less likely to do any real damage
Yeah.
as opposed
See,
to
the
like what
thing with it
Owen
is,
did with.
too, but the thing is, he only did the package to Sammy. And I think it's because of their history. That's why he pulled it out for Sammy.
Well, he did it to Randy.
No, he did a regular pile driver to Randy.
What
I
about
could have
Cody?
sworn it was package.
No.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Nope.
sure.
I'll lay you even money on it.
I
I have to be
don't
the
know if I
referee
feel
for
like
this
betting
match?
right now, but I'll double check it later. I really
Okay,
thought
guess
it
I'll
was a
be the
package.
referee. All right, so third match.
Women's tag team.
Oh, Tiffany
Oh,
Stratton.
Scott, you're right.
The
He
Tiffy
did do the
show.
package. Scott's right. He did do the package to Cody too. So okay.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. It's like package pile driver to Cody Rhodes. That's what kind of kicked off their feud for a
Yeah.
while. Tiffany Stratus and Trish Stratus versus Candice LeRae and Nia Jax. I can't believe she's actually gotten better, but somehow still worse.
Who's gotten
I've
better?
never Nia Jax.
She'd have to get better. She couldn't get worse.
Well,
There
I
was
know
only
the
one
thing-
direction for her to go.
You have to go up. No, dig up, stupid.
I mean, it's amazing that she was around. I mean, we know we're stuck with her now because her uncle or whatever cousin's
Uncle.
on the board of directors, so she ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. But, I will say this. The match was at least a little bit entertaining. I did enjoy it.
Yeah, it was all right.
I did enjoy the ending, though, which was nice to see Trish Stratus pull out a Super Stratus faction bulldog or whatever
Yeah.
the hell she
Yep.
called it.
Again, at her age, she's still pulling shit off like that and looking good doing it.
Yeah. I was quite impressed. And Tiffany Stratton getting the win over Nia Jax just before her probably losing the title at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
You know, and that brings up an interesting point there that here's where I'm at, and I've said this a million times. I'm not going to sit through a match where I know who's going to win.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
no reason for me to watch it. I don't know who's going to win the Tiffany Charlotte match. I don't know who's going to win the Cody Cena match. I have no idea. It can go either way. I want to watch it. But a lot of these other matches, time and time again, I didn't know who's going to win the Kevin Owens match. I did say if I'm looking at Kevin wins, I said Kevin needs the win. So I'm glad he got the win.
Yeah, Kevin deserved the win.
Yeah, and I knew Randy was going to make a comeback. I just thought they could have done a much better job of it than what they did.
Yeah, that was weird. I forgot to mention that. That was weird. It felt like they botched it quite badly. No, I said quite badly.
I'm saying. I'm trying to be nice, but it's like, yeah, it's like it was a no DQ match. Motherfucker could have come out a little sooner instead of sitting in the back watching the guy get freaking paralyzed. And then you got to wait for your music to kick in. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Scott says it was a regular pile driver on Orton. He thought it was package too. Okay. I swear to God, I thought it was a package pile driver, but either way, I prefer the package pile driver because you don't have your full weight coming down on your head.
The package pile driver looks nice, but when you see it pulled off, you know something's bad. Something bad. Awesom's going to happen.
Well, that's what a lot of people were saying, though, is that, oh, Randy was so hurt from a regular pile driver, which it would have been better if he would have done the package to Randy, because it's supposed to be a more devastating move.
Right.
He's saving that for the next one. All right. Go around the room here on a scale of 1 to 10 overall on the show. What did you think? Retro.
I haven't even talked about my feelings towards the men's battle elimination chamber and the ending, but I will say I'll give it like a 7 or 8, 7.5.
Okay.
Not a bad.
What was about the men's? What is it you were going to say about the men's match?
It was pretty good, actually.
Yeah, it was.
I liked the dynamic between Rollins, Cena, and CM Punk. That was really cool. And then how Damian Priest eliminated the Scottish Warrior was actually really good. I think that was actually pretty clever. And then him being Priest getting eliminated soon afterward by jackass Logan Paul. Or is it Jake
No,
Paul?
hold back. Tell me how you feel.
Oh, fuck Logan Paul. And fuck Jake Paul. I hate them. I'm sorry. I don't care. I don't like them. I also don't like Mr. Beast, but here we are in this world.
All right, Jay, what'd you give it on a scale of 1 to 10?
Bring heat. I would have probably gave it about an 8.75 to 9 just because of the ending.
Yeah.
The ending to the whole show was phenomenal. I've been waiting 20 years for this shit.
Yeah, and I guess we haven't really talked about that part of it. See, the thing about that for me, and I've said this many times, Cena is the good guy. He just is. He's always been a super respectful guy, even with his relationships and when they went south, even with Nikki, the way he handled it. And on these different programs, we see how, I mean, he's a little quirky about, like if you're ever in his house, he got a bunch of rules you got to go by. But aside from that, anytime he's ever met a fan, he's always been cool. He's done more Make-A-Wishes than any other living human being or dead. You just, man, why would you mess with that?
I think it's honestly because this is going to be the final 10 months of John Cena's career. So I think they're just pulling up all the stops and just trying to make, I guess not really make good of their fans' promises of wanting to see Cena go heel. But
And from what I understand, this was all John's idea. He went to them and said, "This is the time I want to go."
I did hear about that.
I was gonna play a clip, but again, with StreamYard, they fucking block out the audio and shit. So, and I didn't have time to copy it so I could upload it. But he had done, Cena had done the Chris Van Vliet show, and talking about, have you ever thought about going heel? Oh, it was a done deal. He's like, what do you mean? 2012, it was done. I had the ring gear, I had the boots, I even redid the music. It was all there. And then, you know how wrestling is. Vince woke up one day and said, nah, never mind. And they didn't do it. So he did talk a little bit.
Well,
he did do a
Vince
little bit
didn't
of talk.
want to
Well,
do it.
that's one of the
He's
things he said. He says, if I'm going to go bad, I'm going all the way. And it's going to hurt, but that means I'm not selling merch.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, things like that, which I'm like, well, you know, Hogan went bad and they sold a shit ton of merch.
Well, yeah.
Well, that's what I was about to say is you put out a heel Cena shirt, that shit will fly off the shelf.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it will too. And I'm pretty sure they're going to do that. This was 2012 we were talking about. But he makes mention of the fact that he still has that redone theme song somewhere locked away. And he says, if it ever
I've heard it.
Oh, you've actually heard it?
Wait, what?
Yeah. Somebody has a clip on X of it.
I'm gonna have to go look for that.
I can't even use X anymore.
The song he should use is off of the album he put out. It's called Bad Man. That's the song he should use to come out to.
Well, we're all going to find out in the relatively near future, so we won't have to wait too long.
Yeah.
All right. Well, my official rating for this show overall, I would say on a 1 to 10, I was settling in at a solid 8. I just thought, other than the women's tag match, which was also good, but yeah, it was by far the weakest match of the night. That said, you had a lot of competition to go against. It would have been hard not. Somebody's got to be last.
Right.
They can't all be 9s.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it was a really, really solid show. When we come back, we're going to talk about what happened after the show was done, and there was a press conference in the back. Retro, stick around, but thanks for joining us here live. I'll be back in just a moment with more Wrestlechat.
Wrestling fans, if you're enjoying the content here on the Nation Network, we encourage you to check out Blaze Radio. Join Blaze for his unique take on E-Fed Wrestling.
Hey, Walker. There's a shotgun stunner, but long through the table at the same time.
From 2K to AEW Fight Forever, as well as talk show podcasts and NFL Red Zone coverage.
I love that I can listen to football commentary where the important conversations happen, like the rack on the ref.
As soon as we're finished here, jump over to Blaze Radio and tell him Vince sent you.
Blaze Radio. Check it out. Oh, catch up with the comments here real quick. Scott W. If he wins number 17, it's suddenly a heel would be awkward, I think. I'm sure he'll redeem his character by it. Definitely going to be a redemption run. There's no two ways about that.
Right. And that's what I just said, too. Yeah.
And so I've already got this playing through my mind. Again, not knowing who's going to win now at Mania, because it could go either way. If he loses at Mania to Cody, it has to be because The Rock, swings a chair, misses Cody, hits John Cena instead. He costs him the match somehow. But then you have a really quick heel run that only lasts about 60 days.
Yeah.
Which ain't worth doing. That brings me back to thinking he's going to win the title, get 17. I would hope he holds on to it for 2 months at least. Maybe 3. He won't defend it on a regular basis or anything, but, we've been there before, right, Brock?
I think if they have him go, because he's got 10 months left at this point, take about 5 of those months, be the heel, and use the last 5 months of his run to redeem himself, I think that'd be all right.
Yeah, I do too. I'm not against him turning heel. It's going to be hard for me to buy into it, is all, because he's just a super cool dude. You're trying to shove a round peg in a square hole. And yes, that's what she said.
I don't know. I don't know. I've been waiting for it, and I think
We'll
it'll be good. I really do.
I mean, he could pull it off.
Because all he's got to do is draw back a little bit from the thugonomics and take that kind of attitude, and I mean, just become a new Hollywood Rock is what he needs to do. So,
Blazed Radio in the house. Didn't even know you were there. See that? Look at that. Getting ready for the cost summit here in a bit. 7 guests talking about custom character creation suite of 2K25, which they really haven't told us shit about that yet. They haven't told us DLC stuff. They had this little whatchamacallit there teaser out there, and looks like we're definitely going to be getting some of the names we thought we were going to be getting. But I would like to have the full rundown on what we can look forward to. You ain't right. All right. Speaking of, let's talk about after the show was all said and done, gone. Then they have their little press conference scrum with the wrestling journalists of the world. And here's Dwayne talking to everybody and calling on people. And Denise Salcedo gets called upon and introduces herself. Hi, Denise Salcedo, with whatever the program is she does, and asks whatever question she does. And he starts to answer. And he's like, I'm sorry, Lisa? No, Denise. It's like, let's be serious. She is one of the leading podcasters on wrestling. You know, she might not be number 1, but she's in the top 5. And he had no idea who she was. And she's like, no, it's Denise.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
That's the only thing that was missing. He didn't do it. He didn't do it.
right.
I wish to God he would have done it. And then right after that, he calls on Sam Roberts. And
yeah.
All right. Well, now, Sam, I've been listening to your podcast, so I know where you're coming from on that. And it's like, damn, somebody got served a big old piece of humble pie, and The Rock likes his pie, but this time he's serving it up humble to Denise.
Yep.
Your name is Lisa? No, it's Denise.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
Oh, shit. Jay, what'd you do? God dang it, Jay. I'm sure he'll be back once he figures out what button he pushed. Heel Cena should have his shave his head bald and give up on that bald. The bald spot's disturbing. It's awkward. It's hard to look at. Man, it's like they've got stuff that'll grow hair nowadays, and I'm pretty sure he's got money, so he can afford it. Or shave it, whichever way it goes. I don't know that he's got the right head for it, to be honest with you. I can't wait. What'd you do?
Hello? Well, just like our Retro, we both got kicked off for some reason.
No, Retro's not kicked off. He's in the holding room.
Oh, okay.
You clicked something, man.
Well, I got kicked off.
No, you clicked something.
I haven't touched nothing.
Or your service went shitty or something. I haven't touched nothing.
Yeah, that could be. Well, I didn't say you did.
I'm saying.
StreamYard's just crappy.
If I was going to kick you, I would do the same thing Cena did. Right in the nads. You'd know I kicked you. The bald spot makes him look older, and the jean shorts don't help you. Yeah, and so one of the things he was talking about on Chris Van Vliet was this attire that he had that he was going to be going to as a heel, which I'm sure we're probably going to see now. Sounded like a very low-cut singlet with the spandex shorts type of thing, I guess, or something going on. I don't know.
I hope not. He could stay dressed the same way and make it work.
What I can't figure out
is dark colors and not bright colors.
What I can't figure out is the dude's a Hollywood dude now, right? CJ, I didn't touch nothing. That's you. That's something going on with your system over there. What I can't figure out is he's a Hollywood guy now. Why the hell has he got no tan? The boy looks as white as fillet of fish. It's like when you break open the fillet of fish at McDonald's or something, he's pure white. It's like, get a little bit of bronze on you. Which makes those jorts look that much worse. If you would at least do something with that, it would work out better. Oh, Lord have mercy. Overall, good show. I did enjoy the post-match press conference, and when it comes to Denise Salcedo, I can watch her a little bit here and there, but she does kind of get on my nerves. So I enjoyed her getting humbled. The fact that The Rock's like, I'm sorry, who are you? Never heard of you in a day in my life. Hey, Sam, listen to your show all the time.
Right. Yeah. That.
I wish I had that sad music that gets played on all these little mini clips and stuff. She would have walked out with that music playing, her head down. I guess I'm not a big deal. Oh, Lord. All right. Well, reminder to everybody on the 7th at midnight, which I guess is like the 6th at midnight.
Yes.
Thursday night, midnight, going into Friday morning, midnight, will be the launch of 2K25. So make sure you all come out here and keep me company. I've taken 4 days off. Finally hired an assistant manager. We'll see. Hopefully he'll last that long. Just get me through next week. After that, you can quit. But yeah, we're going to dive into the new game and see what all it has to offer. So if there's something in particular you have a question about the game, you'll still have a week to pre-order it because it doesn't officially come out until the 14th. So we'll go from there. And by then we should know the full roster or what it's going to look like. Yeah, so here's the thing. The way they did it last night, I'm not going to say they completely stayed in character, but there was a little bit more of an element of staying in character because we're telling the story still. But yeah, right. I get your point as well, Scott. They do tend to, and that's my point. This is why I was saying I didn't like the Kevin Owens and Sammy stuff, because we all know. So why do you got, it's hard for me to watch you do something that might really fuck you up in a long-lasting kind of way. But that's my take on it. Jay, any parting words of wisdom?
Let's get ready for a ride.
I thought you were going to say a rumble.
Let's get ready to rumble.
I will say this in closing. A lot of people on social media for the last 3 weeks. Oh my God, WrestleMania this year, there's no buzz and this and that, and all the Rumble sucked and this and that, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, would you all bitches shut up? They haven't started to bake the cake yet, and you're pissing and moaning because they're putting the ingredients in the bowl. Well, all those bitches right now are eating a shit sandwich because... And we're not even there yet. I mean, there's still more to happen. This is just, we now know some main events.
Right.
We still haven't figured out the whole undercard, but I'll tell you, the undercard's looking pretty fucking good. I mean, it might not be as good as AEW in Australia. It might not be that good. I don't want to set too high a bar. Of course, I'm being facetious when I say that. Lest anyone think I'm being serious. I never watched AEW's Australia. I sent you that interview, not interview, the promo with Tony Storm, right?
Yeah.
I thought, as far as a promo goes, there's some brilliance to it. The character is horrible. It's so obnoxiously bad. But if they're going to give you something obnoxiously bad, you can't do it any better than she's done it.
No.
And now it actually makes sense,
You can't.
going back to a few weeks ago when she came out of the Tony Storm character back into timeless Tony and she stripped down. Then I'm like, why is she wearing granny panties? I was wondering why she's wearing granny panties. And then it's like, oh, okay, well, therein lies the problem. It's the character is supposed to be an older character. It was funny as fuck because then she calls out Wendy Richter. So I can appreciate she's trying to make lemonade out of lemons. That's just the way it is. All right, everybody. With that said, I'm going to wrap it up for this one. I want to thank everybody who's been here today, as well as all the past episodes for you guys checking out. If not sooner, we'll definitely be back on Friday night. Or no, Thursday night, right? Thursday night into Friday early morning for the launch of 2K25 right here on the Nation Network. So be sure to stop by and check it out. Let me know if there's anything you want to see about the new game, and I'll do my best to dive into that a little bit so you can get a taste for it and see if maybe it's something you want to spend money on, or maybe you just want to chill out and wait back for a while. Until next time, this is Vince McSham on behalf of Jay saying so long and good night. Actually watched a little bit of AEW, not a lot, just enough to remind me why I don't watch it. Oh, this is already funny. Just the headline. The list of moves and actions that are now banned from AEW or need to be approved by the company.
Maybe that's why Nash is pissed off, because he went for Brock and Austin and not try to duplicate him.
Well, it'd be easier to duplicate him. You only have to learn 5 moves.
Like you said, and we've all been saying, Tony Khan, you need a hierarchy, and he gets one, and then we make fun of it.
Because he's sitting back there talking about the Brock match, and finally we had a wrestling match. Finally we got 2 guys telling a story. They weren't outside in the ring the whole time. One of them
was he not watching the same match as we were?
Yeah, those games, man, I would say, like, for me, like, the best ones, I would say, are, like, the ones where they try to get a certain, like, time.
This is my entire IT team right here on screen, everybody.